Hello, I am Woltu and I am in the I302 Academic Success in the Digital University class, and I'll be presenting today on my research topics about digital technology's relationship with job opportunities during the COVID-19 pandemic. First, let's take a look of my table of contents. This gives you an idea of what my presentation is going to cover. So I want to start with an introduction about my project in general. First, I did some background researches about my topic using the UT Library tools and came up with my plans and steps about my research, like some keywords and also my final research questions, which is my ultimate goal. Then I started to find more sources with my keywords and research streams and evaluate their credibilities. Next, I came up with my research proposal, which combined all the works I've done in the last two steps and create my research outline, reference page, and wrote a short reflection. Next, I create a PPT presentation video, which is what you're watching now, talking about my research. And last, I will be working with my group mates, combine our researches into one in the future. So, the second thing I would like to talk about is how and where I get my resources. Like what I have mentioned before, I started my research with using those UT library tools to search up my research streams and get some basic information about my topic. Here are some streams that I came up with, and down there is a picture about the UT library research tool and with its citation. Okay, so one thing that I found really helpful during my research process is that UT library tool helped me generate the citation itself and information, like if the article is peer-reviewed or not, when it's published, and almost everything I needed here for to fulfill the citation criteria. And it's also in the right format, like MLA format or APA format. You can just select which one you want. There's all the options you can choose, and with its citation here down there. Okay, so here is a list of my keywords that I created for my research. Here are 5 regular keywords, which are the related terms on the right, and there are the specific keywords, which are the narrower ones in the middle, and the broader keywords on the left, and with my citation, which is my Google Docs research project. And I use those keywords on the last slide to create research streams to look for my databases. Here are 3 of them: Academic Search Complete Database, Chicano Database, and the UT Library Catalog. And these 3 sources, databases, are all found in UT Database Library. Next, I evaluate the 3 different sources that I found and evaluate them with the CRAB test, which evaluate these 3 sources in 5 aspects: currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. Here's one of my example sources and how it fits all the criteria. For currency, which is when it's published, February 2021. The relevance, like how it's connected to my research topics, does it use data science to analyze COVID-19? And the authority, the author had the affiliation of Department of Chemistry and MIT School of Applied Science PhD, which is pretty reliable, and accuracy. It is peer reviewed by UT Libraries Tool, UT Libraries, and then its purpose is simply just to inform. Next, I am going to talk about the result of my research. These are some problems I found out after my research about my topic. The first problem is that under the pandemic, 50% of the people actually lost their jobs, and these are jobs that require in-person attendance like cooks, cashier, or teachers without those online learning technologies. And the second problem is that in the process of COVID-19, we are actually lacking of data and data analysis from data innovations like AIs or supercomputers. The third problem is that is there any way we can combine technologies and make the speed of recovery faster or better? Like, what are other technologies, improvements that can help COVID-19 from spreading? And the last question I would like to ask myself is that what will happen if we don't have any of these high techs? After stating these problems, I'm now going to talk about the solutions to them. So the first problem is actually solved while it's coming out. Almost at the same time of those jobs are taken away by COVID-19, it actually creates more jobs for people that knows how to combine technologies with data, or simply just how to operate those high techs like contact tracers, temperature takers, health monitors, workplace designers. These are the new job opportunities that came up because of the COVID-19 pandemic. For problem 2, we have more AIs and programming systems that can accurately collect and analyze data, and more of them are being deployed on the healthcare fields, which sort of solve the problem of lack of data innovations. And next, we have a lot of different technology that can help our society function normally under the pandemic. Like, for example, SMS, instant message, smartphone apps, wearables and sensors, digital diagnosis and genomics, and virtual classes tools. And last, I listed many of the benefits that we are now having with these technologies we have now. And without them, it's nearly impossible to slow down or to stop COVID-19 from spreading. It is just impossible. Next, I will talk about my conclusion about my research. So, the rapid migration to digital technologies driven by the pandemic will continue into the recovery. So no matter it's education, shopping, marketing, working, statistics, biochemistry, almost everything is connected to and affected by those technologies we're now having. And most importantly, social distancing is nearly impossible to be executed without these technologies. So now these technologies are providing a lot of work opportunities, which, for example, like the graph on the very down there, it says average share of customer interaction that are digital now, which is combined with the technologies. Years are before the crisis and after or during the COVID-19 crisis. There's a huge rapid acceleration there. And here is another example, which is the average share of products and services that are partially or fully digitized. Look at the acceleration. These accelerations provide job opportunities, which is provided by technologies. And those people who knows how to combine technologies with their jobs, or simply just knows how to operate them, are going to gain those jobs. And last thing I'm going to talk about is my references. So most of the images I directly cited next to them, and those small icons I've used is from here, this website, and my references for my research project paper is here. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and you all have a good one.